does Mike McDaniel deserve another head coaching job or stay OC?
Mike McDaniel is the classic case of what we just spoke of. He was born to run an offense, not a football team. To me, he always came off as this quirky little brainiac, this little weirdo. He's kind of a weird. Am I right? Am I right? And he was born just to game plan, to strategize, to scheme it up, and to call plays. And I think he's really, really good at that because what he did with Tua for a while, 22 and 23, was spectacular. What he did with that whole track team that he had in the receiving room, and the way he got Tua to understand, just throw it on time and get it to where they're going to be.
Throw it early.
It was just beautiful to watch and astounded me. I don't think you can go places with that long term. I think they were a flawed team that would go to Kansas City in the cold and just get shellacked. But I would hire him to run my offense, but he's not a commander of a football team. He's not a general. He's not a natural-born leader. And he is the classic case of what Akib always says. It makes me laugh. The first day he speaks to a team, if you're sitting out in the audience, you're looking at your phone saying, who is this guy, right?
Taking videos of his ass. Look at this, baby. Look at our new coach, baby.
Look, sending him out, laughing, right? Ha, ha. Okay, well, that's who he is. But would I want him to run my offense, but no, I don't.
So you give him an OC job?
Heck yes.
Okay.
Easy.
Yeah. Quick.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'll put some reins on his ass, though.
Yeah.
I'm with Skip, man. It was definitely time for him to go. You lost the locker room to me. Locker room was over with. They ain't believe nothing you were saying. I want to be a fly on the wall in one of those team meetings. See how the later part of the year, see how those team meetings went with Mike McDaniel in the front of those rooms, man. You finished 7-10. You coached for 4 years. You got a nice long shot. You know what I'm saying? You coached for 4 years. You got a donut in the playoff win category. You got zero Oregon.
Y'all get off my ducks. When that come, I can't wait till that shit come.
In the playoff win category, man. But you a coordinator. These cold coordinators, defense or offense, they coordinate their ass off, then they get a shot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some of them solid, some of them not. You know what I'm saying? So you a coordinator, he got his shot. After that, you got to go back to being a coordinator. And if you go crazy again, then a couple years later, you get your shot again. Like Raheem Morris. He was a head coach. He got his shot.
He did.
Went back to coordinator, won a Super Bowl with the Rams, got his shot again. You know what I'm saying? So
Josh McDaniels, same thing.
Josh McDaniels, same thing. You know what I'm saying? He going ham again. Maybe he'll get another shot soon. So that's just how it go, man. You a coordinator, got his shot. It ain't work. You got to be a coordinator again, man. So go cook it up for a couple, 3-4 more years. Maybe he'll get another shot. Maybe he'll be better this time. He learned something from the process that you did before. But right now, I think he just a coordinator right now.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think, I do think it was the right decision to make. I'll say this, though. It's not all on him. There were some other issues going on with that Dolphins organization and that football team. So you can't put all the blame on Mike McDaniel. But, yeah, it was time for both teams to get a fresh start. And when you listen to him in those press conferences, to your point about how he talked to the team at the end of the year, it sounded like he was ready to go. He just didn't have any enthusiasm, didn't have that same swag that he had early on when he took over. After some of those losses, I remember watching after they lost to the Browns in that post-game press conference. And I know it's tough to be excited after a loss, but you're the leader of a football team. You've got to get out there and still show some enthusiasm and show some leadership. I just didn't feel that from him. But I'm with you guys. He is a hell of a play caller. If I'm the Bucks, if I'm, some of these teams that just got rid of the Commanders,
good one.
The Lions, I think have already reached out to him, or any of these head coaches that are about to take over a football team. McDaniel's on that short list of OCs that I'm calling if I don't already have my own guys.
I've heard a lot about Tampa,
Yeah, look, think about him with some of those offenses, though. Give him, or Commanders, give him, Jaden Daniels, see what he can do there. I think he could work magic on the offensive side of things if you give him an OC job. But we'll see. Time will tell. Maybe he gets another job down the line, but this hiring cycle, absolutely not. There's too many top candidates right now that I think will be picked first.
And are you guys fine with Troy Aikman being a big part in that hiring process? How do you feel about that?
Where at?
In Miami. He's an advisor.
For sure, man. You got a championship pedigree there. Yeah, you got Troy.
And he watched a lot of ball.
Yeah,
he watched a lot of ball. He know the guys. He know
how to put a team together because, he wasn't a do-it-all quarterback. He had a great team around him. He know what every piece of this puzzle needs. So I like that.
Let me ask you this, Skip. Do you think, or all of you guys, if they didn't sign Tua to that long-term contract and they do bring in another quarterback, do you think McDaniel's still there? I know obviously it depends on who they bring in, but do you think if he got another shot with another quarterback, he could have still been the head coach of Miami and turned?
Nah, that's your quarterback. That's the guy
think
you
he was
roll
tied-
with.
it didn't matter.
with.
Yeah.
I assume he signed off on that, right?
on the
That he-
extension?
For sure.
Yeah,
He
that-
signed
I don't think so because you still got to lead men. Like,
Yeah.
even if our offense is very good, it's still gonna have problems with it. Lead gonna funk with one of the receivers in the locker room. Are you gonna do your job as a boss? What you gonna do? How you gonna in that shit? How you gonna bring it together? Like, you feel me? You got, like you said, there was other stuff going on in that building.
You got to control
You
that.
got to control that. That's your job to control the other stuff
But that-
going on in that building.
I asked that because talking about him getting a future job, say you give him a great offense, say you give him a great situation, are they still going to trust that he can go be a leader of men in another organization?
I just think as a coordinator, though, you got to
have it or not.
Yeah.
You got to go cook up as a coordinator where another team like, shit, I want him calling my plays.
And the only way
I'm going to get him is if I make him the head coach.
That's great.
You know
You
what I'm
got to
saying?
look at how he got there, too. He coming off of Kyle Shanahan, right? She was with Kyle Shanahan. So as guru-ish as you want to give McDaniels, I like to say they like to have these young coordinators and tag them with this guru spot.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
when he got to Miami on his own, it was kind of one-dimensional, right? Kyle, he mixed it up a lot.
Nah,
you know?
fuck no.
I think it was
One-dimensional. They tote in Miami. And they don't tote the ball in Miami.
They tried, but they're not very physical team. They got smaller running backs, you know.
Yeah, they
H
tote
and
those
Mustard.
space.
They
Mustard,
so
yeah,
creative.
toted.
They look
Mustard,
just
yeah,
like
they
San
touched
Fran.
it.
They did.
They Mustard, they
A-Camp was
toted it.
moving that
But when they
ball.
get into certain
They
situations,
just look like a soft San Fran.
exactly. You can't be soft.
But that don't got nothing to do with the plays they running. You gonna be
But
be.
it's your
team.
personnel.
Exactly, it's your personality as a coach. That's his identity.
And
So,
it's all come back to him.
but they still tote the bitch and throw the bitch. Like,
No, they do.
simple as that.
You know what though? Nowadays too, like, what's wrong with being a coordinator? I mean, how much they get paid?
They get paid.
Ain't nothing wrong with being
Chip
a
Kelly got
coordinator.
6 M's.
Leave me in no seat. I'll make
Nah,
6 or
for
7
sure.
M's,
You
and then
feel
you
me?
guys,
Yeah.
you deal with all the head coach shit. I'll
I
stay
know.
here.
There's a lot of
too
drama
cool,
for the head
man.
coach.
Yeah,
job. I'm
I
writing
think
the plays.
coordinator might be more desirable than head coach in some of these
So
situations.
let me say this about Troy Aikman, involved with Miami as an advisor now. I know Troy pretty well. I love Troy. I think he's really, really good at what he does as a broadcaster. But this is, again, this smacks of Brady owning the Raiders and being on television. And we went round and round about it. It's not to that degree because Troy doesn't own a piece of the Dolphins, but he's going to have a piece of his heart in the Dolphins now because he's going to pick the GM and he's going to root for the GM. So when he does a Dolphins game, it's going to be harder for him to be objective or try to bend over backward not to be objective. And I think it's a reaction of Troy anti-Jerry Jones because Jerry has never sought Troy's advice about our Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
Oh.
And I think he's always wanted to be a part of the decision-making process of that team because his heart is definitely, he lives in Dallas, and Jerry just stonewalls all the old Cowboys and says, no, I do this, the buck stops on my desk. We're going to talk about Jerry in a little while here. But the point is, I think Troy just said, okay, screw you, Jerry. If the Dolphins, if Stephen Ross seeks my input, my advice, I'm honored by that. I'll do that.
Yep.
And again, I don't know that ESPN's going to love that because it dilutes a little bit of his objectivity. And yet, it seems like this is going to be a thing now where owners are going to start to reach out to old, retired players for input.
Isn't there Matt Ryan, CBS? He's now working with the Falcons too. Yeah. No, to your point, Skip, that's happening a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they giving a lot of their intel as they're talking about these games. So a lot of owners see that and be like, oh, he knows exactly what he's talking about, and especially based off what they did in the NFL already. So, I mean, I think it's a great opportunity. If you can't go back home and get a job, then shoot, we all professionals. We trying to get that check. And whoever's going to give me a check to do what I do best, I'm going to ride with him.
I know that you keep saying, like, Mike McDaniel wasn't a leader of men. He can't get them rallied up. But, like, in the beginning of the season, the Dolphins were, I mean, it was looking bad. And they rallied in the
Yeah, they did rally.
They saw a lot of
They
hope.
didn't flat out quit on him.
Yeah,
They didn't
quit
on
on him. I thought I saw a resurgence.
stretch in the
of-
middle.
They had a little stretch in the middle where they won like 4 straight.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Like, but that's the thing, bro. This
1, 2,
this season
3,
long.
4.
You got to show up every day. Be that same motherfucker in the front of this room every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the hard part.
You're too cool. You come in with your off-whites and your pants pulled up. It's like,
don't cuss nobody
where's
out.
your professionalism? Where's your, I look to see this guy do everything the right way, like say consistently every day. You the same coach.
Yeah.
And I think it's just too much up and down with my.
They had him on the Hard Knocks, right? The season Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
You ain't raised your voice not one time. The whole shit.
And that works great when you're winning and everyone loves the fit and the glasses.
You need to
when
be
shit
yelled
goes
at.
south,
Sometimes like man,
and you turn it around.
We'd be fucking 9-1, right? In New England, we 9-1. We win a big game, 49-17. Bill just coming there on that bullshit.
Somebody did
Somebody get
wrong.
cut the fuck out.
Yeah.
Tom, what the fuck is this? Like, shit, what the, you feel me?
For real.
Like, it just, you know what I'm saying? He's setting the tempo. Oh, we too lax. We too happy. Let me get on their motherfucking ass. Make the day hard as fuck.
Sure.
Be ready to work today, man. We'll be this bitch till 6:30. Blah, drop the shit and walk out.
Nothing,
Yeah.
We
it's
like,
not
shit,
good
we just
enough.
won by
It's
40.
nothing good enough
We had
attitude.
a skip blowout.
Yeah.
44-17.
Blowout.
Yep.
And it's zone. Like, so you just got to set the tone in the building, bro. You cannot get comfortable in them NFL buildings, man. It's part of the game is knowing when to reset this shit. And Coob was good at that.
Yeah, for
you know what I'm saying?
That's straight up for anything.
Coob was good at that,
But
man.
then
We
you-
were like,
you
damn,
can't-
what is we doing? Weights, we walk through, long ass practice, walk like, goddamn.
Long as
Coob is 5:30, motherfucker, we still here.
I thought you were supposed to be walking through. But you can't be the bottom half of the NFL at what you brought in to do. That's offense. In the last 2 years, you've been the bottom half of the league.
Yeah,
so
that's a great point.
That's
well,
crazy.
They have the Tua situation, obviously, in Miami. What head coach do you think is going to be a good fit to handle all that, potentially bring in a new quarterback or deal with Tua?
I don't think the head coach gonna have to deal with Tua.
Yeah, I
like
don't.
shit, that's gonna be Troy Aikman them. Y'all got to deal with this shit.
So-
How we gonna do this money after
Yeah.
we cut him, and how we gonna? That's gonna be y'all. The head coach ain't gonna have to do with it. He gonna get him a new quarterback. Tua won't be there. I doubt Tua will be there with a new coach.
But what head coaches do you see as a good fit? There's only so many guys that are like
Yeah, I
good
mean,
options, and there's a lot of jobs available
It
right
is.
now.
It's way
I
more
mean, you
jobs
might need
than
an
I thought.
OG in Miami just because of the environment. You down there on South Beach, there's a lot of bullshit you could get into, you know, and I think you need an OG, man. So maybe
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
gonna be
going to
hard
throw
on
like a
them.
McCarthy out there, somewhere that's boring, a boring-ass head coach.
How do you
that-
feel about that? You have experience with that guy?
I don't like that guy. You want to talk about the worst
Skip doesn't like anybody.
And Skip's like, go to
I'm not too
Miami,
high
get
on
out of
that
my
guy.
face.
worst motivator in the history of professional football was Mike
Wow.
McCarthy, the bump on a sideline log.
Bump on the side.
Yeah, he was a product of Aaron Bleepin Rodgers in Green Bay. And again, regular season, they were pretty good. Then they just didn't show up for however many. He had 4 playoff games. They didn't show up. They did beat Brady in his last hurrah at Tampa. It was an 8-9 Bucks team. But I just don't know. That's another guy I just wouldn't want to go to work for. I wouldn't want to play for. When I watched him talk in Hard Knocks or any of the inside the Cowboy things, it just unmotivated me. It depressed me that he was my head coach. So, quick question. You're talking about guys who played or didn't play. Do you care that your head coach played football or not? Does that matter?
I probably respect it a little bit more
Really?
if he did, but if your resume speaks for itself, like Bill, you know
Bill
what I'm saying?
didn't play.
That's what I'm saying. So
He
a guy
played-
like Bill, shit,
He played lacrosse.
he changed how I worked. You feel me? And he ain't never played. So I guess if your resume crazy like Bill's, I don't really give a shit. If you a new guy and you played, I probably gonna respect it more. Like if you a coordinator getting your first shot,
Yeah.
if you somebody like damn Gerard Mayo or somebody, I'm probably gonna respect it more, you know what I'm saying, than a Mike McDaniel. So I think it just matters where you at in your career.
So you just said, though, you like the idea of Mike McCarthy there, but you don't like Mike McCarthy as the leader of men.
Sabotage.
I don't.
Oh, he's like, go to Miami,
Him and
please.
Troy might have that Dallas chip and work well together.
Maybe.
And we both mad at Dallas.
Maybe.
You know, I don't like anybody at Miami because they got a Tua problem, man.
Yeah, that
I mean, I don't know how
that's a
it's
problem.
$100 million you owe.
Yeah.
And we talked about it the other day. You cut him now, you cut him after June 1st.
You're still responsible. It's just allocated to a different year. It's just it's messy, man. Even if you trade him.
You just got to eat that check, man.
Yeah, you do.
And, hey, you got to eat it, man.
Which would be the highest ever in deadline for one player. Ever.
You got to get a coordinator who's not super top dollar.
Yeah.
Somebody who's going to get a nice little check. Like Willis, what Willis check gonna be?
If I was two, I'd be running the wing T.
What do you think Willis earned?
It off every play.
What Willis earned? $20 million? Yeah, like you ain't gonna have to pay him $40 million, but we can get a $20 million quarterback here.
I got it.
Somebody who's getting the kind of shot. So
yeah.
And do you guys think that Tua will ever start again in the NFL?
He damn near got to with that bag.
TJ does. You said.
Yeah, I definitely do. I said that last
top
half. He said top 16.
He said top in the league.
Top 16. I said top half.
Top half.
You said he could be the top.
He said Mahomes, Allen, Tua.
Hey, you shit. At his
TJ
peak.
also just picked the 2 underdogs today.
No. I mean, no disrespect.
Tua
did have a big year,
man. He Pro Bowler. He a Pro Bowler.
If he does start again, he's going to have to go prove it as a backup.
Nah, of course.
And then maybe eventually get another chance to go compete. But I don't think he'll be handed the keys to a football team anytime soon.
I don't either.
You don't think?
What I told you the other day, Tua, he's too short. He's unathletic, and he doesn't have much of an arm. Other than that, I love him. Right?
Tua short.
And don't forget the injury part. He's injury prone too. So
fragile.
Yeah.
Fragile.
Yeah, Tua's one of those guys that he has to be in the perfect situation, the perfect offense with the perfect guys around him to be successful. And that's not a knock on him. It's just the reality of football. Some guys can go into an organization and make a difference. Some guys need the organization to help them make a difference. So I think Tua falls in that latter part.
But that's what's hard in the NFL. You have these question marks around quarterback. What do you guys feel about Kyler Murray?